Hello, I'm Dr. Jeff Lucas, and I'd like to talk to you about a proven methodology set forth in the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter, PhD. The quality of our lives is going to be determined by the quality of the programming. So how we talk to ourselves is based on our programming we gathered since childhood. Hand-me-down programming, TV, friends, and happenstance. We're running old, outdated programs. We were taught to relate to the world in certain ways. We can upgrade this programming. Today I'm going to show you one method, how our programming, beliefs drive our emotions, which drive our attitudes, which drive our behaviors. Imagine being able to reprogram your self-talk and upgrade your true self, incorporating your true self-updated beliefs today. Ever notice how many thoughts you have on a daily basis? Have you noticed that most of your responses are predetermined from what you decided upon or accepted in your subconscious mind? It's said that 75 to 90% of programming from our subconscious mind is automatic and not within our immediate control.
What you are seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You're dreaming right now in this moment. You're dreaming with the brain awake. Before we were born, the humans before us created a big outside dream that we will call society's dream, or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet includes all of society's rules, its beliefs, its laws, its religions, its different cultures and ways to be, its governments, schools, social events, and holidays. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, but we agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet via other humans. I call this process the domestication of humans. We trust what we believe, and our beliefs set us up for suffering. In the dream of the planet, it is normal for humans to suffer, to live in fear, and to create emotional dramas. Our personal dream can also become an ongoing nightmare, where we suffer and live in a state of fear. But we don't need to dream a nightmare. It is possible to enjoy a pleasant dream. There are thousands of agreements you have made with yourself, with other people, with God, with society, with your parents, with your spouse, with your children. But the most important agreements are the ones you made with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and how to behave. One single agreement is not such a problem, but we have many agreements that make us suffer, that make us fail in life. If you want to live a life of joy and fulfillment, you have to find the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and claim your personal power.
Think of the computer. You have your monitor, which is how you show up in life. You have the keyboard, which is like how you control your inputs and behaviors, etc. Then the hard drive, where the software programming is housed. Because of our early programming, it's like we're operating from a computer that was designed in 1982 and programmed at that time, using an operating system that was created many years ago. Most of us live with this hand-me-down programming. Imagine being able to update and replace programming to the current truth of ourselves today. Programming drives our beliefs, which drives our attitudes, which drives our emotions, which drives our behaviors. The goal of all self-help psychology is to become able to control ourselves and conduct ourselves in the manner which we aspire to. Louise Hayes was a pioneer in affirmations, which if used correctly can provide a valid and lasting change. Imagine at the end of the day, you're the one in control, not letting external forces influence your subconscious. Many gurus and business people sell programs to improve the quality of life. Although research has found the only true motivation is that which comes from within yourself. Shad Helmstetter has developed a technique with specific vocabulary for programming your mind. How can you erase and replace old programming and change the subconscious mind? Shad's program is self-talk. It does not rely on external input, motivation, or support. Remember, all external motivation is temporary. You have to know how to motivate yourself. Imagine yourself back in control, back in the driver's seat. The only lasting motivation you can count on is internal motivation. We go from technique to practice to protocols. And many of these rely on continued external motivation. So what's missing? Shad asserts, the first missing ingredient is permanence. All external solutions are temporary with a need to revisit to make it happen. Also found new research provided actual mainframe brain functioning on how to understand the process by which the human brain accepts information. And he says we need a specific mind vocabulary, worded in a specific way to work on the subconscious. Erase and replace old programming in a positive new direction. This technique does not require outside external systems. It's something we can do ourselves. Imagine being able to rewire your subconscious mind to be more in alignment with who you are today and the current truth of you.
People have to learn how to change their brain waves to get into their autonomic nervous system to begin to reprogram. The latest research in neuroplasticity tells us we're not hardwired to be a certain way for the rest of our lives. The latest research in epigenetics says we're not doomed by our genes, that in fact we're marvels of adaptability and change. So as a person started to contemplate and think about who do I want to be when I open my eyes, what would it be like to be happy? What would it be like to live a new life? The frontal lobe is looking out into the landscape of the entire brain because it has connections to the entire neocortex, and it's got to resolve the problem. So it starts calling up different networks of neurons that are relevant to the question based on the knowledge the person learns or the experiences that they had, and it begins to seamlessly piece together this new understanding, and that's called intention.
Shad Helmstetter identified 5 levels of self-talk. Most people don't have the awareness that it's possible to reprogram the subconscious mind. Research finds we even have an effect on others' subconscious minds when we speak negatively or positively. Our subconscious mind accepts our programming just as we get it. It doesn't care if we say we're lazy or industrious. Our thoughts are accepted into the subconscious mind, which does not discriminate between good or bad. Whatever I say is going into my subconscious mind. I'm changing my beliefs, which modifies my attitudes, my feelings, and my actions. We don't recognize the power of the word because we may not understand how the subconscious mind works. Rewire to be more in alignment with who you are today and the truth of you. Using the techniques I present today will empower our internal wisdom, which can motivate us to our best efforts. Level 1, negative acceptance, the area most people operate from. Again, beliefs form our attitudes, which form our feelings, our emotions, which form our behaviors, which form our actions, which forecast our success or failure. How do we address our feelings? Every action we take is first filtered through our feelings. Feelings are controlled by attitudes. Attitudes have power over feelings. Step 1 is the lowest level of self-talk, and it's the most damaging. According to the author, most of our self-talk occurs at this level. Here are a few examples. I can't seem to get anything right. I just can't. Today just isn't my day. I was right. I'm useless. I got that wrong. Belief does not necessarily follow the truth. It follows what we believe. Our beliefs are created and directed entirely by our programming. Level 2, recognition and the need to change. In level 2, our self-talk may appear neutral, but in reality, it's actually still working against us. Examples here include, I should really get to work on time. I need to lose some weight badly. I've got to do something about this. Helmstetter points out that when we say things such as, I need to be more organized, what we're really saying is, I need to be more organized, but I'm not. Level 3, decision to change. Level 3 is the first level of self-talk that works for you instead of against you. You recognize the need for change, make a decision to do something about it, and you state it in the present tense. Level 3 is where our self-talk shifts and is aimed towards working for our benefit. Examples. I no longer have a problem dealing with people at work. I don't eat more than I should. I don't get upset in traffic. Helmstetter clarifies, when you move on to level 3, you're automatically beginning to rephrase the old negative cannots. That is, you're putting them behind you and stating them in a new and positive way. This tells your subconscious mind to wake up, get moving, and make the change. Level 4, a better you. Level 4 is a positive declaration of whom you aspire to be, a better you. It's the most effective level of self-talk because it's crucial for sustaining change, but we tend to use it the least. Some of the positive dialogue at this level includes, I am organized and I get things done. I have determination, drive, and self-belief. I'm a winner. I believe in myself. That's like me to get things done. Shad talks about writing out level 4 affirmations and reading them once a day, or another method is record them in your own voice and listen to them at least once a day in the background. Level 5, universal affirmation. Level 5 helps us to have a more universal acceptance of ourselves than others. We can feel one with the universe, believing that we matter and that we have meaning in our lives. We rise above the worldly, mundane things of life and understand the power we have to change ourselves. Words at this level are meaningful and engaging, such as, I am one with the universe and it's one with me. The Holy Spirit resides within me. The author explains, this is the self-talk for seekers, still living amongst mankind, but anxious to find a greater reward. After examining the philosophies, the theories, and practical methods influencing human behavior, I was impressed by the simplicity of that one small fact. You will become what you think about most. Your success or failure in anything, large or small, will depend on your programming, what you accept from others, and what you say when you talk to yourself. Mastering your future starts by managing yourself through purposeful design, utilizing proven research. The brain simply believes what you tell it most. And what you tell it about you, it will create. It has no choice. Imagine being in control of your future.
Hello, I'm Shad Helmstetter. In the next few short minutes, I'm going to talk to you about self-talk. I'm going to tell you how self-talk works, what it is, and how you can use it in your life. We've learned from the field of neuroscience that when we're growing up, all of us get programmed. We know that now. We also know that we end up living out those programs. And some of those programs were good, and a lot of those programs were the wrong ones. Whatever we got most, whatever programs were repeated most often, those programs were the ones that got wired into neural pathways in our brain. That's how the brain is designed to work. Self-talk is a way of changing those old programs that work against us and rewiring the brain with brand new neural programs. And it's like learning a new language, except this time we're not learning a language of, or a foreign language, we're learning the language of success, the language of optimism and taking personal responsibility, setting goals, getting things done, and directing our futures. The key to self-talk and the key to all programming is repetition. The key to success is repetition, repetition, repetition. And that's why we listen to self-talk repeated in the background in self-talk sessions for about 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's why it works. It's because it uses the repetition that's required to literally wire new positive programs into the brain.
Therefore, anything we listen to enough will be programmed into the neural pathways of our brain, which was wired to succeed or fail. Not purposefully, parents, society pass along the programming to us. The key to rewiring our brain is repetition. The key to success. The strongest program always wins, and there are many programs. You can replace counterproductive programs with winning programs that speak to the truth of you. Self-talk is like learning a new language of success. Change your programming by listening to self-talk 15 minutes a day. A research-proven method of becoming the you wish to be starts with catching 10 thoughts and write them down. Shad says if you can't come up with 10 things, you're not trying hard enough. We all have issues. Make an inventory and get to work. Identify a specific negative self-talk and replace it with positive, affirmative, present tense self-talk. Not just one phrase, but many. If you're concerned about your body image, write it down. Numerous positive affirmations about who you aspire to be, and read that 3 times a day. Also, you can record it in your own voice and play it in the background. No need to focus, as the subconscious mind will hear.
But until we change those subconscious programs, then we become victims of the program and not creators of our life. And when this is understood, then people could say, wait, I have a choice. I say, you do. You can play the programs you're playing, or you can rewrite those programs and take power back. And that's our destination.
If you want to have something show up in your life, the kind of person you would like to become, manifest something new into your life, something powerful, whatever it might be, you obviously must first be able to imagine it. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. So what kind of attention do you place on your desires? Einstein's most famous quote, one of his most famous observations, he said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. Make your future dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That which you feel yourself to be, you are. And you are given that which you are. So assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your wish. And your wish must be realized. So live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that you shall be. If this assumption about what you would like to become is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is absolutely inevitable. You must first assume the feeling of a wish fulfilled in all aspects of your life. Don't allow anybody else's opinions. Don't allow what it says on the internet. Don't allow the research. Don't allow what anybody out there tells you is possible or not possible for you. If you advance confidently in the direction of your own dreams and endeavor to live the life which you have imagined, you will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. It will chase after you if you can place into your imagination what it is that you would like to attract and begin to feel it.
So today I presented you a methodology that is proven and has lasted the test of time. There are other techniques in this book, such as talking to a future self, a technique reminiscent of Fritz Perls' empty chair program. There are others, but today I wanted to focus on this one aspect of self-talk and how to expedite what Abraham Maslow calls self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activity. This is a methodology that I found to be very helpful. I hope it gives you some insight and tools to use during this unfortunate, unprecedented situation we're living in today. The next slide is a bonus, EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. That's one that I also found to be very useful. Enjoy and thank you. This is Dr. Jeff Lucas. Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, is an alternative treatment for physical pain and emotional distress. It's also referred to as tapping or psychological acupressure. People who use this technique believe tapping the body can create balance in your energy system and treat pain. I find it's very interesting and recommend giving it a try.
Inside our brain, we have a part called the amygdala, which is about the size and shape of an almond. This little part of our brain is really important as it allows us to sense threats and sets off our important fight or flight mechanism. Luckily these days, we don't get chased by saber-toothed tigers. Our stresses are more likely to be chronic lower level stresses like work issues, time pressure, or family life. While short bursts of amygdala activation help us when we're in real physical danger, our amygdala does not work as well when it's constantly firing. We experience a range of uncomfortable emotions, we can't think as clearly, and as a result, we don't make the best choices. Amazingly, the tapping technique has been shown in laboratory brain scans to send a calming signal to the amygdala, and this is why when you tap, you end up feeling calmer. When the fog of amygdala activation lifts, you can also think more clearly and make better choices about everything. Interestingly, the tricky amygdala also plays a central role in our reward and pleasure pathway. It's a vital part of our brain's addiction center. So when you see a chocolate, drive past your favorite takeaway, or it turns wine time, your amygdala lights up. Fortunately, as tapping calms your amygdala, it also powerfully reduces food and drink cravings. This often means you don't end up feeling like eating or drinking those foods and drinks at all after you tap. But the coolest thing is, the tapping actually deactivates the amygdala. So when you are exposed to the cues that would normally excite it, it remains in a calm state. Groundbreaking university trials found tapping for food cravings work better than CBT, as the reduction in food cravings lasted longer. In fact, a year following tapping therapy, many people in the trials actually forgot their most craved foods and no longer ate them at all. Through normalising the activation of the amygdala, tappers feel better, make better choices about eating, drinking, and physical activity, and as a result, end up weighing less without any harmful dieting.